Brocky of CJJC. We are here with our third Grapple game show. We are going to be bringing you an interesting format today. Steven, I'm excited to be here. We've got a lot of competitors who are chomping at the bit to be able to get out there, have their scouting report audition, if you will, in that sense. A couple of higher level vets also going to be in our main event in the process, but our first three matches are going to be with some grapplers who are still on the rise, still up and coming through the jiu-jitsu ranks. Now, in terms of format, we're bringing something that's a little bit different out there that we really haven't seen before. So will you just give them a rundown through the rule set and what exactly the people out there watching can expect to see today?
Yeah, pretty simple. We just want to see, if people are really training and putting in the work that's necessary to be here. Our matchups are here, and you can see we're doing 3 3-minute rounds. And in each round, they have to pick a new sub that they can use. Their opponent's not going to know what sub they have the ability to use. They can go through other subs, but none of the submissions count unless it's done with that sub. It's best 2 out of 3. So if you get a sub in the round's over, and you go to the next sub. If there are no subs, or there's a tied amount of subs, so 1 and 1, it goes into normal CJJC overtime after the fact.
So yeah, folks, as you can see right there, that's a totally different format than we brought out there from the past, but it does bring some interesting elements out there. It's almost kind of, in its own way, it brings some Gordon Ryan elements in there in the mix, if you will. You know how Gordon used to always go to the scores table, write down what his submission was that he was going to finish somebody with, put it on the scores table, and after he would complete that submission and that sub by exactly what he wrote down, he would go right back to that envelope, open it up, and show the camera right afterwards. So we're bringing that kind of in the mix here, but it's going to be both competitors have the opportunity to draw for something specific. Do you want to give them a rundown of what the submissions that are eligible are going to be?
Yeah, so we have them right here right now. We kept it pretty simple. So there's a guillotine, rear naked choke, triangle, armbar, and key lock. And of those, within reason, there's variations, right? So if you're doing a triangle, but you turn it into like a fat man triangle, that's fine. If you're doing a Kimura or an Americana, they both fall under key lock. Okay, trying to make it pretty simple, but allowing the excitement to have. And with the 3-minute rounds, we're hoping it just creates a lot of pressure and aggression.
Certainly. Now, as far as the matches that you could expect to see on our lineup today, we're going to be kicking it off with Johnny Rodriguez and RJ Bauer. Then we have Hanato Rubio taking on Jeff Auer, followed by Nick Ponteos taking on Jaden Grotais. And then we have in our main event, we have Gabby Mershkani taking on Kat Paprocki. So again, we've got 4 matches that are going to be some pretty high-paced action out there. 3 3-minute rounds per each competition. And again, if that does not go to a best 2 out of 3 in terms of the subs there, we're looking at that CJJC traditional overtime rule set. But that all being said, we ready to kick things off?
Let's do it. We are going to have each competitor draw right now. So Jordan's actually going to hand his mic off to our first competitor, RJ, and then he will meet you out there. All right, RJ. You're gonna pick. You're gonna look at it. You'll show your coach, and then you're gonna give it to me and show the camera. Let's not talk about it. So RJ, for the first round, this is his first sub that is available. Okay. Good luck. Head out and send your opponent in, please. Hey, Johnny. All right, we're here with Johnny. You're gonna pick your first sub. You'll show your coach. Then we'll show the camera, and then you'll get out of here, and it'll be time to compete. How you feeling today, brother? Appreciate you being here. So Johnny is working with this for the first round. Okay. All right, get out there, brother. Cut off.
And we are on you. And a little slap and bump, and we're off. Some hand fighting here to start off the match. A little bit of collar tie action goes as they're on the feet here. And we're looking at Johnny Rodriguez already mounting up or working on that guillotine right here. RJ is able to pop his head out in the process. Now, he lands himself in a very advantaged position, being that he's in the mount right now. But that all to be said, folks, we still don't know exactly what RJ's submission is. Now, he's working on the armbar, so I'm going to venture to say that he's working for an armbar submission here. I'm also going to go to venture to say that Johnny Rodriguez is looking for the guillotine based on that initial attack. Working on a leg, trying to work on a sweep here is RJ Bauer. Is able to start to work up top and successfully executes the sweep. Sitting here in a top half guard right now, but Johnny Rodriguez is trying to work out of this position here. Does have an arm around the neck here, looking for a potential guillotine in the process. Johnny executes the sweep, ends up in RJ's guard now. Guard is open for RJ. He's looking to work in the process.
Control the hips. Hands on his hips. Hands on his hips, start walking. Left side open.
Johnny's working on a tight waist, trying to pass here in the process. But the long legs of RJ Bauer prevent the pass. Johnny now starting to stack up with Rodriguez, or excuse me, with Bauer's guard open. Passes over one leg, and Bauer is in the process of trying to recover his guard. Has butterfly in, and that is the end of round one. So now we are 60 seconds as far as our intermission period goes. You guys got to go draw for your next submission. Oh, they're drawing each round. Okay. So just to continue to run through with that rule set, folks, after each round, each competitor is going to be going out and they're going to be drawing for a new submission. As you saw in that first round, you had RJ Bauer looking for the armbar and Johnny Rodriguez going for the...
All right, we're here with RJ for round two. We're going to have him pick again. Okay, camera, we're looking at this. Absolutely, RJ, good luck. If they can't fix right now, all right, I'm here with Johnny. Johnny is going to pick his next card for his sub. Good. Here's what we're looking at, guys. Take them away.
Jesus, how does that factor in with the blood in the arms as the rest of the time goes on? We are just seconds away from round number 2. Our runner right here, our stagehand Georgie Martinez, is giving off the submissions that these competitors drew. And with our referee Paul Gummerson, round 2, we're ready to roll.
Hey.
We have RJ dropping down into a leg lock right away, or a leg lock entry at least. Using that to try to find the sweep, Johnny Rodriguez is able to end up on top of the scramble. Johnny Rodriguez looking for an arm triangle. Now he's a little bit off in the process here. Bauer does a good job of being able to get to the hip and avoid having both shoulders planted on the canvas for that submission.
Back push on his knee.
Stay heavy, Johnny.
Get your right leg out now. Get your right leg out. Yeah.
Bauer uses the space created by his zebra to get himself back to full guard.
Hey, get an overhook.
Bauer from the bottom looking to find grapevines.
Grapevines. Send that leg step over.
Hey, try to keep his head down. Try to grab his head.
There you go, Johnny. Breathe. Breathe.
Keep his posture down.
Hey, watch the triangle. That knee's trying to sleep through.
Very active guard from the bottom by RJ Bauer.
Pass. Pass.
Hey, get your guard.
Yep.
Johnny Rodriguez's coaches are looking for him to pass the guard at this point. He does have some extension and some space with the legs.
No, you can't do much with that. You got to clear one of those past your hip.
Hey, get in more, break his posture down.
Hey, don't bounce that leg. You're going to get swept backwards again.
Hey, get right in.
Yes, Johnny. Hey, start looking to control that hip. Start looking to pass. Yeah. Hey, reach through. Johnny, reach through. Grab his wrist.
RJ Bauer looking to grab a key lock grip here.
Johnny, grab his wrist. Top wrist. Top wrist, Johnny. Johnny, top wrist. Grab his wrist. Pull it through. Pull his wrist through. Pull his wrist through. You got that count.
Bauer's able to use the key lock to create a sweep opportunity.
Yeah, Johnny, all the way through.
Rodriguez now looking for a sweep of his own.
Beautiful. Hey, watch the back tape. Beautiful control. Look to start passing that guard
A
again.
little bit of back and forth action here as far as the positional exchanges go.
Control the wrist. Control the wrist.
There. Got it. Elbow in, your elbow swelling open. That elbow is not going to be long. He's got the same job you do. You already know that. You just felt it.
And that is the end of round 2 in regulation, folks. And our competitors are going to grab their third and final submission draw as far as the regulation goes. Now, some pretty back and forth action, ladies and gentlemen, through the first 2 rounds there. You could let us know. You could reach out on social media. Hit us up on Instagram at TheCJJCCage. Let us And we have Johnny Rodriguez out here on the way back for his final submission of the day. We will have our runner in Georgie the Buzzsaw Martinez, who will be handing off the submission selections to our referee Paul Gummerson. And we are just seconds away from getting into our third round of regulation. Round 3 fatigue may be starting to set in here. And fighting tie up from the feet to start. For a couple of trip sweeps, we have RJ Bauer, who pulls back into guard once again. Bauer trying to be very active from the bottom here. Looks like Bauer might be trying to set up a triangle in the process. Rodriguez is going to have to be careful reaching that arm back. Reach. Start building on those hips. And Professor Brian, he's been giving the same advice right there to his pupil, Johnny Rodriguez, to not reach back. That way he doesn't put himself into immediate danger for the trap triangle. Push those hips all the way down to the box. Yes. Push-pull action from the bottom by RJ Bauer. A little bit of camping right now from the guard. Now we're starting to see Johnny Rodriguez posture up a little bit, trying to break the legs open of RJ Bauer. He's going to need to look to pass to get himself into a position to try to formulate whatever sub it is that he's drawn for this third round.
Hey, roll out. Get up. All right.
Gotta let him get out of there, Johnny. Pass through it once.
Hey, drop some notes.
Don't reach back.
Very close to staying. Johnny Rodriguez reaching back, but Bauer was not able to capitalize on it in time. Judging by his active guard from the bottom and the attacks that he's tried, I'm going to guess to save it for this third round that RJ Bauer drew a triangle submission. Now, a little bit of scramble here. We see Johnny Rodriguez looking to try to find it past the leg. The knee shield, though, from Bauer on the bottom has been difficult to pass. Bauer able to maintain at least the half guard. Now completes a sweep, ends up on top, but good scramble ensues.
Johnny, knee inside.
A couple of exchanges of positions here. You have now RJ Bauer side control, and that wraps up third round. And now, folks, we move along to our traditional CJJC rule set as far as overtime goes, which is 2 1-minute periods. Each competitor has the opportunity to start on each other's back. Now, if there is a submission, then that rebuttal period in that second overtime is going to be based off of, if they both achieve a sub, it's going to be up to who gets it the fastest.
Here, Johnny.
Hey, try to control it.
You have Johnny Rodriguez starting on the back of RJ Bauer.
Control it.
Control first.
Get your back to the mat.
Control first. Look, if he's turning this way, flatten his belly to the mat. Flatten his belly to the mat. Turn over on top of him.
Straight up. Hip high.
Rotate on top, Johnny.
Take it your back.
Stay heavy. Flatten down. Johnny, you gotta flatten this.
Yes, RJ.
Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, body. Be risky.
Bauer with a 2-on-1 defense, preventing that choke from
Keep
keeping
riding,
deep in the
Johnny.
process.
Keep riding,
Johnny
Johnny.
Rodriguez is having some solid
Start looking
right
to
time
attack the choke, Johnny. Start looking to attack the choke, Johnny. You gotta get that. Your left arm's gotta come under that armpit. You gotta come out from under.
Hey,
Into that your wrist control, head and shoulder.
push his
with
wrist.
the arm
turn your
track
back to
right
the mat.
now. It's going to be tough for
Bring your-
Rodriguez to
your
be able
left
to get the
shoulder.
sub from this
Try to get
position.
it to the mat.
You could also
Start working that
potentially
arm,
see
Johnny. You gotta
Bauer
get
start
that
to
arm
use his
back, drop that
2-on-1, the baseball
Yeah.
bat.
Keep it back, Johnny.
Try to scrape it. And that doesn't And we're going to move along to our second period of overtime. And now we will see RJ Bauer take the back of Johnny Rodriguez.
Jump into the pool. Go. Drop your hips.
Rodriguez sinking his hips right away, trying to get as low in the process from that back.
Hey, it's getting up. You got to stay. Go. Two, hey,
Of course, if this does go to a decision will be based off of the regulation. A successful sweep executed by Johnny Rodriguez. RJ Bauer will here in the process. It doesn't have a great angle on it. We're looking to see if Johnny Rodriguez's head, just as I start saying it, pops out in the process. Just seconds left here in the final period of overtime. Do we see a last second submission here to close out the day?
Start looking at the map.
And that wraps us up. First full match here. We go the distance completely in this match of Johnny Rodriguez taking on RJ Bauer. And now we will see what our decision lies from our referee, Paul Gummerson. And your winner, RJ Bauer. Solid decision there. You know, I would venture to say that there was a lot of active guard play or a lot of activity from the bottom. That's what referee Paul Gummerson saw in the process. And we're going to have our next match, which is in the process going to go draw their submission. That is Renato Rubio taking on Jeff Out. So folks, if you want to join us along online, please smash that like, share, and subscribe button. You could also give us a follow on Instagram. That is at the CJJC Cage. That is through one match as far as our Grapple Games 3 scouting report. We are about to move on to some big boys getting after it here in the process. That is going to be, again, Renato Rubio taking on Jeff Auer. We are here live coming to you from DCO MMA and Fitness. We also want to give a big thank you out there to some of our other supporters out there in the process and the MMA plug on Mile High Sports. And getting those last second draws here, so we just want to give, once again, a shout out to some of our competitors out there in the process. We have a big match that is coming up for you here.
All right, we're sitting here with Rubio for the second match in his first round. He is actually going to make his first pick. Same rules apply here. He's going to pick his submission for the first round, and then he won't be able to pick that submission again for the rest of the match. Right. So here's what we're looking at for Rubio's first submission. All right, good luck, bud. No, it's here.
Georgia the Buzzsaw Martinez, who will hand those off to our referee, and we will be after it for our second matchup.
We're with Jeff right now. He is the other half of the second match, and he's going to pick his first submission. This is his first submission. Good luck, Jeff.
Thank you.
We also want to give a thank you to some of our other people out there in Comments from the Peanut Gallery. Give me a follow along online at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. We also just had our annual Best of 2025 award show. You can check that out later on the Mile High Sports YouTube page. That is a lot of our local competitors as well as some of our big scene superstars that are featured on that award show. And we are just about to get underway with our second match of this Grapple Games 3 scouting report. And we are good to go here.
And let's go, Jeff.
Some heavyweight action here in our second match. You have Renato Rubio in the black and red rash guard with the multicolored trunks. You have Jeff Auer in the gray rash guard with the white leggings. Low single shot out of nowhere by Renato Rubio. Rubio moves to the neon belly position. Now starting to work toward front headlock, circling his way toward the back here as Auer is in the turtle position. Rubio ends up in the mounted position. Starting to spider walk his arms here from this mount. Could very well be looking to set up an arm triangle. Still not yet sure what his submission draw is just yet. Big scramble right now from Jeff Auer. Auer ends up in Rubio's guard. Auer keeping Rubio's head in that dead space here up against the barrier. Might be looking at a potential key lock situation here by Auer. Auer slices that knee out of the pass. So judging by that draw, we're likely seeing Auer going to be going for a key lock series, so that could be Kimura or Americana. Rubio wides to it, scrambles, looks to hit a Grammy, ends up now back into a half guard, and recovers his full guard.
Double. Pass you, good. That's right, 30 seconds. Hey, now. Nice roll out. Shoulder crunch. Shoulder crunch. Short tackle.
Lots of back and forth action here so far in the first round. Looks like we're going to end up with Jeff Auer in guard. Oh, as soon as I say that, we see a sweep from Renato Rubio. And that is round one of regulation, folks. Again, some back and forth action. Now, we're not completely clear. We did see a couple of different setups by Rubio of what his draw was for that first round. It is safe to say that Jeff Auer was going for that key lock, but they are now going on to be drawn for their second round submission here in the process. Now, just to give you once again an explainer of what's going on right now in the process, for the individual rounds as far as regulation goes, each competitor is going back and they are drawing what submission from the board that they are able.
All right, we're here for the second round of our second match here with Rubio. Let's pick. This is what Rubio is looking at. All right, man. Good luck.
Round by Renato Rubio, went some blast off that single leg, and then again some scrambles, some exchanges of positions back and forth. How will each of these guys hold up as far as energy goes? Both of these guys took this opportunity on short notice. So that all being said, sometimes the short notice opportunities, especially early on in the training.
All right, we are here with Jeff for his second round of the second match. Let's pick it. Here we are, guys. Good. Awesome. All right, go out there, make it happen.
Jeff Auer picking up his submission here, and he is making his way back out to the mats. We are just seconds away from round 2 of regulation in our second match here at Grapple Games 3 Scouting Report. We're waiting for those submissions to be brought out by our runner here. George Martinez hands those off to referee Paul Gumerson, and we are just seconds away from this. second round of match 2 of Grapple Games 3 Scout.
Let's get it.
And a little slap bump to get him going for the second round. Collar tie from Hour.
Snap down.
Hour's corner calling for a snap down from the tie up.
Snap down.
Rubio went for a toss, but ended up down on the bottom. Completes a sweep, though, immediately as soon as he hits the canvas. He ends up on top in half guard for Jeff Hour. Looking like he is formulating an attack on the key lock here on that far side arm.
It's okay. That's the south guard way to do. Oh, there it is. Settle. There you go.
Hour escapes, but Rubio surfs and keeps his hips on top.
Derek back in. There you go. Right back to the middle. Switch on. Switch.
Rubio looking to gut wrench and pull Hour back toward the center of the mat.
Beautiful. Now, right through. There it is. Settle deep. Put on over the arm.
Rubio working here from side control, looking to staple the wrist of Hour down to the mat.
Keep the hand tight. Don't let him get it.
Hour wise to the attack
Get your
on
hands together.
the
Hands.
key lock. There, started off as Kimura, ended up as
Big bridge out of there. Big bridge.
Bring it up.
Turn out. Big bridge. Turn to your left.
Keep attacking. Give him a little bit of paper cutter action. Keep his head up.
Get that.
These big guys have been scrambling all over the place here. If they have a big scramble my direction, might be having to hit a quick jump and tumble here, folks. So you might see some action. Keep your popcorn ready on that one.
Down belt. Yes. Put some weight on. Suck back.
Hour able to work himself back up to the turtle position.
30 seconds.
Stand straight up.
20.
Stand up. Stand up. Keep working, Jeff. Up on top.
That is through round 2. Through 2 rounds of regulation, folks, we have lots of back and forth.
I'm ready. All right, we're here for the third round of the second match with Rubio. He's going to make his final pick, and if there's no sub, we will go to overtime. This is what we're looking at. Good luck, my guy.
No submissions or no best 2 out of 3 executed through these first 3 rounds of regulation where they're picking submissions. We do go to our traditional CJJC overtime rule set where it's going to be 2 1-minute overtime periods where each competitor is going to have the opportunity to start on each other's back. But if that were to also go the distance and expire, that referee's decision is based off of these 3 rounds of regulation.
All right, I'm here with Jeff for his last round. This is what we're looking at. Good luck, Jeff.
we're going to be having our next full show that is going to be Grapple Bowl. That is the Saturday before the Super Bowl. So if you have not already, please put that on your calendars. We're going to be having tickets available for that here shortly. You can also check that out on the stream. We're going to be having that just the same exact format as you're viewing here. And it's going to be a big show. There's going to be some exciting action that's going on that last day before the Super Bowl. We have our submissions handed off to referee Paul Gummerson, and we are just seconds away from our third round of regulation.
Last round. Ready? Get it. Get for the nuts. Eagles, Eagles.
Oh, time. Okay. Fatigue starting to set in here for the heavyweights in the process. Guys working for the feet.
There it is, there it is, your time.
Lewis here looking potentially to go for a throw here by Rubio. Looks for the lat drop, but our wise to it is able to interrupt. Now, put that mouth here
Make something of it.
with one hook in for the back position.
Bump a little bit. Straight eagle. Beautiful.
You're crazy, bro. I said it over there, Georgie. If these big guys came rolling into me when I was on that bag, people at home might have been in for a show, seeing me have a good hop and roll in the middle of the mat, just avoiding it. I'll stop some of the smaller ones, but I'm not. I want no smoke with these big boys. You know, that's an ACL going. They're right here on the edge of the perimeter here in our third and final round of regulation. And reset. They start on the feet here. Certainly the sportsman's decision. However, with being on the top and pushing Hour's head down into the concrete, basically, I don't know if I'd have given that position up, but that's maybe just me. Ooh.
It's like an action forward and
And we could very well be finishing this third round here on the feet. We've got less than 30 seconds to go. Fatigue is absolutely a factor at this stage of the game for these two heavyweights. We do see a takedown that is secured by Rubio. Now we're looking to work his way back up, gets to the turtle position. Rubio circles around and is working from the front headlock.
You can have the arm in too, it doesn't matter. 5 seconds, go. 5 seconds, go. Set it, pull.
And that does it for regulation here in our second match at Grapple Games 3.
To the middle. Right here. What do you have back? 1 or 2. Show me. Guys are down there, the back. Yeah, no break. No break for
And we'll be starting off overtime here with Jeff Auer on to Rubio's back.
Cover, go.
Rubio asking if there was any sort of break here for overtime. We keep the pace high as far as the transition into overtime.
All right.
Auer moves from the back position into
Walk
mount.
shoulders, get your position. We start, guys.
Now, we are looking at a potential situation where I was going to need to find a finish here. There wasn't a whole lot of attack attempts from most of these guys in the regulation periods, but there were 2 significant takedowns that were of note from the Rubio side of things. Seconds left in this first
Out
overtime
swim.
period.
Hey, don't let him trap the air. I need you to move now. There you go, good. Up, up, up.
Sweep executed by Rubio.
Cross face, let's go. Roll them across the mat. Short time.
That does it for our first period of overtime. Fatigue absolutely being a factor now. You're going to see Rubio on the back of
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
All right, both hooks in. Get your seatbelt grip.
It's overtime position. Started with both.
Ready?
Let's
go.
And we're off.
Scoot out the line. Don't let him up. All right, any in tap. You got it, Minado. Show me
I was
something.
able to get out of that back position and ends up in the guard of Rubio. But does Rubio have enough energy left to be able to either execute a sweep or start to work from a guard attack?
Straight lines. Good. Spread them, spread them, spread them.
Rubio
There you go. Up. Use it, use it.
try to hit sweep in the process.
Time, short time.
Time.
Jackass.
Awesome match, guys. Really good job, both of you.
Hey.
Good work, guys. That was awesome.
We'll now move along to our third matchup of Nick Ponteos taking on Jake Grotives. So now, also coming from the farm, you have Jaden Grotives, who is going to be picking out his submission selection, then followed by Nick Ponteos making his submission selection. That will be our third match.
All right, we are here with Gruthius, Jaden Gruthius, for his co-main event pick here. So his starting is right here. This is what he's starting with. Good luck.
We encourage you to follow us along on social media. That is at the CJJC Cage on Instagram. I just want to say, if you have the opportunity to check out the Best of 2025 award show from the MMA Club on Mile High Sports.
Yep. All right, we are here with Nick Ponteos for his co-main event pick. We're going to pick this first round here and then let you get after it, bud. All right, his pick is as follows. Coach, you see that? This is what we're working with.
Get done here with that show. I promise you it's going to be something that is worth your time in the process. We now have each of our competitors with their submissions selected. That is round one of submissions that were picked. We're just waiting on those from our stagehand brother, who's going to be delivering those to our group. It will be underway here. Third match at Grapple Games 3, Scouting. And looks like there's a little delay going of getting these submissions out here. There we go. We now have submissions in hand.
Right side.
Third matchup here. Being handed off by George.
Right side, left side. Okay.
And our third match is about to be underway.
All right, gentlemen, you both understand the rules?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready? Let's get it.
Both competitors are wearing black kits. However, Jaden Grotives is going to be the one who has some white and some red in contrast here. Yeah, take it right away from Nick Ponteos. fast action right away from these two.
Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
Tails
There you
works
go.
to pass.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You have a sweep and a reversal
There
from
you go,
Jacob
transition.
Grotais.
That's where I'm from.
Grotais
Beautiful.
ends up in the
There
mountain
it is.
division.
Let's begin.
These guys are scrambling fast, folks. Any guesses as to what their subs are? Hit that comment section.
Let's set up that triangle. It's all right. There it is.
And we have an armbar set up here. Goes to Jacob Grotais. The elbow is
Come up on top.
Nick Ponteos is certainly not at a danger at this point, especially if that elbow continues to be secured as Grotais works more toward that belly down. The elbow is close to being out right now. So Grotais is going to have to work to not end up on the bottom once Ponteos is able to clear his arm in the process of readjustment. And Jake is able to remain top.
Start holding and hiding it now. Just start tapping.
So we see now what the mode of attack is for Jake Grotais. Jake Grotais is looking for an arm.
There it is. Step over. Next time we go. There you go. Crawl it, crawl it, crawl it. Hooks in.
Grotais looking for another armbar attempt.
There it is. Pressure on the head. Pressure on the head. Pressure on the head. There it is.
He's close to executing this here.
Sit up and go to the wrist.
This is a much deeper attempt.
Yes, elbows in. Get your chest and hug his wrist to your arm. Hug. Choke his wrist. There it is.
That grip of Ponteos is certainly strong to be able to work the entire body. Grotais. Now, Grotais is leaving a little bit of space to be desired here.
That's a tap. That's a tap.
That's our first submission today. Grapple Games 3.
That was an armbar.
And now we're going to be moving along to our second round. And that's just round one.
What's that?
That's just round one.
Okay.
That's just the next.
All three, no matter what.
Yep. So now we have our competitors that are going to be going and selecting their second round submissions here. One on the scoreboard here for Jaden Grotais. Jaden Grotais has that armbar submission that he picked up here in the first round. So that puts him in a very solid position here.
All right, we are here with Nick for a second round. Let's pick. So we're looking at. Good luck.
Three goes. We have one submission on the board. As far as our pick for round two, Taylor's pick is in the mix. We're now looking for Jake Grotais to pick up his submission.
Great way to finish the first round with a sub. Let's see if we can keep it up. Joe, this is what we're going with. We're going to go back to Jordan now. Good luck.
If you have the opportunity, come check them out here. Also, please give us a like, share, and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. That allows us to continue to grow as a show and continue to put on these incredible events for you. The second submission pick is in the mix, and we are set ready for rolling with round two.
All right, gentlemen, we ready? Let's get it.
And a slap at a home to start.
There you go. Elbows in. Ankles. Right inside with that left hand. Right inside.
I like it, man. I like it. Raise an ankle.
Side to side, side to side. Stay on the balls of your feet.
Ponteos with the wrestle heavy approach so far. Jaden Wise 2-0 is able to thwart any of these takedown attempts in this second round. Got caught in the takedown right away in that first round, but was able to ultimately recover.
There it is. Turn it, turn it, turn it. Up, 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 up. Snap it down. Keep him bumping out. There you go.
1 minute into this second round of regulation.
We're gonna get down.
Start adding in some tracks. I need some tracks.
Snap it. Snap it back.
Some collar tie exchanges here. Looks like fatigue is starting to set in a little bit here for Mateos.
Get it tight. Take it. Nice. Lock it up.
I gotta turn the corner. Turn the corner.
Not able to secure the body lock that he was looking to enter on. One minute left here in the second round of regulation.
Now watch that elevation. Try and bring your head to your good.
Double chin. Inside. Inside.
Level change from Mateos down up immediately by Jake.
Good. Good.
20 seconds.
It's gonna take time.
We're likely going to see the second round of regulation end.
You guys go get another submission.
2 rounds of regulation.
One more round. Go pick another one.
Hours draws here from our competitors for this third and final round of regulation. It was a very tight second round as far as back and forth action goes. There wasn't really a submission attempt from either side. A couple of takedown attempts.
All right, I'm here with Nick for his last round. Let's take a pick here. How you feeling, bud? You have a right to be tired. How do you feel about this last setup? All right, go get it. This is where he's at. This is where he's at, coach.
We love being able to hear from you guys out there in the process. We are coming to you here again live from DCO MMA here. Coaching our third final round of regulation for this third match, our co-main event here at Grapple Games 3 Scouting Report. We want to give a big shout out to the DCO crew for hosting us here.
All right, Mr. Crutheus. Let's do your last pick here. How do you feel about this last pick? All right, let's get out there, man. See you.
Good to see you.
How you liking it?
Shout out to sports as well as
Not good enough to be.
we have one of our competitors with a submission already in the books, and we have, looks like Jake has just doing it. Get some of those last minute.
A lot of all right. Well, you know.
And we're awaiting that scorecard being delivered by us to our referee, Paul Henderson. And we're just seconds away from this third and final round. Now keep in mind, if Jake Barnes does secure a submission in this third round of regulation, that is it. He did secure an armbar.
All right, guys, last round.
We have round number 3, and
We ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
You got me.
that's early attempt right there. Might have shown his hand. We could potentially be looking at a guillotine as the kick from
Pummel.
Jake Grotais.
Here it's snap, set. Set, get it. Keep it down.
Take down.
Keep his head under your armpit right now. Go down there, get to the side. There you go, keep it under there, good. Now, one good motion, I want you to punch and pop. Get it. There you go, connect your hands. Both sides, beautiful. Now bring your leg through and get your guard back. You need to get your leg loose. Bring your left leg straight.
Be able to give it
Don't be afraid to roll with it. Yes, good, yes. That's all right.
the head snatch and the guillotine attempt, but he was on the wrong hit. That is why he was not able
More
to
trap, that's what you.
But he does end up in a full guard, so he has the potential to start
Back
to
his
work
elbows,
for
too.
a sweep or start to potentially work for this submission attempt again. Now what we could see is a potential feint of a hip bump sweep that sets up a potential guillotine off of that should Nick Monteos have a hard
Remember the hip sweeps.
attempted stuffing of the sweep.
Yes, yes, yes. Sucker down, start swimming. Hey, you can sweep him, sweep him.
Just over 1 minute to go here in regulation.
Put him in some compromising positions and then go. There it is. Yes. Keep his head there. Stretch himself out.
Attempted from Nick
There
Monteos.
it
However,
is.
it's
There
going
it
to
is.
come
Under's on good too. Under's on good too.
sitting in the guard. Jake Rotanes.
We're done. 40 seconds. I like it. I like it. Use it for speed. 30 seconds.
Some fatigue starting to set in for each competitor here in this third and final round.
There you go. Oh, short time, yes. I like it. Use that octopus to pop out. Nice.
Big sweep.
Nice.
Jake Rotanes.
All right, short time, 5 seconds. What do you got? Do something fancy. Show off on that top.
All right, gentlemen, on your feet. We're going straight to overtime. So I'm gonna have you put your hand behind your back. Show me a 1 or a 2. You're gonna have the back first. You're gonna be. Oh, no sub. You're right. We got a sub.
Yeah, you gotta raise
That gives us our little bit of
Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. Way to work.
and now we're moving along to page on Instagram. You can also smash the comment section on YouTube, as well as hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you do hit the bell on YouTube, that means that you will have notifications for every single time that we have a new drop as far as video content goes. That will make sure that you never miss the action here with CJJC, whether that is our grapple game.
All right, we are here now with Gabby, getting prepared for this main event. How are you excited? Are you excited, and how do you feel about the format?
I'm excited. I think the format is super fun, and I think it's great to have 2 female brown belts doing it.
It is very cool. There's already not a lot of brown belts, and now you're talking about bringing in females, high-level females, and that's awesome. We're glad you're here. It's cool that we have our ring girl, Gabby. She looks familiar, beautiful as ever, against the CJJC vice president, Pepperocky. They're friends. Their training partner is going to be awesome, man. I'm excited. Let's get your first pick out. All right, Miss Gabby. Let's make your first pick. Let's show coach. All right. This is what we're working with. How do you feel about this first sub?
I feel great.
All right.
Yeah,
let's go
I love
get
it.
Let's
Cool.
go get it, Mama.
Thank you.
Sure what our play is. All right, Shikani has her pick in, and now we have Cat Paprocki, who is going to be going to select her submission. These are a couple of high-level competitors out here on the Denver scene. This is something that we decided to throw in the mix. We had white belts and
All right, we are here with Kat for her main event pick. She's going to pick her first round. How do you feel about this?
Great. Awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I'm planning to like confuse her with my beautiful body and using like some techniques that you've probably never seen. So,
All right, well, I wish you luck in that. Let's
Thank you
pick
very
our
much.
first sub.
oh gosh. This is the only one I actually said I didn't want, but it's fine.
All right,
All
you
right.
guys there?
Yep.
All right, I wish you luck.
if you're a little bit green in the symbolism, that's where you see a lot more of the that. You hear Cat Paprocki has her submission out there, putting on a show for the crowd. We are just awaiting for those selections to come by way of George Martinez to Paul Gunnarsson, and we will be kicking off our main event at Grapple Games 3 Scouting Report.
One of these first. You get confused.
All right, Jill. You both understand the rules? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Heavy on the head.
Sorry. You go for
Some jumps, some crazy action and antics here. A little risk being taken by Paprocki. Shikani looking for the back
I
right.
wrote you a song. Let's go with Gabby.
Some crazy action here from our two competitors here in the main event. Again, folks, smash that like, share, and subscribe button. Paprocki for the takedown right away. For Shikani, pull his guard in the process. Looking to set up an bar attack here, it looks like.
Control the cover your face. Step out of the way.
In the inversion, you have Shikani looking to end up in the back position. Paprocki is continuing to work her way up and step away. He pushes and creates space for Shikani.
You're temple, Gabby. You're guard. You're guard. Oh, you should. There you go.
Cat hops on the neck right away, but Gabby is using that Z guard to try to create some space. Top right here for Paprocki.
Position over submission. Better position, Gabby. Make sure to line it up.
Oh, Angie, help me out, buddy. Shit to me today.
Yeah, don't let her get it. You got it. The hands, beautiful.
Cat now working from that front headlock position. It's probably safe to say now that Paprocki
Step up, step up, yeah. Step up and pull the guard. You have it. You have it. Other way. Other way.
Good job, Gabby. Yep.
Right leg forward.
You know what you want now.
I want your neck, Gabby. Can you just make this easy?
Mating is just as good. You say?
Right leg forward, right leg forward.
Short time here left in the first round of regulation in our final match here at Grapple Games 3.
Good, Gabby.
Paprocki off to select her mode of submission for that second round. Some back and forth action there in the first round, a couple of positional exchanges. How did you guys see the first round of action? And let us know at the CJJC Cage.
We are here with Kat Peprocki for her second round pick. How was the first round?
Great. I got the sub that I didn't want, and it's over. So.
All right. All right.
Woo!
Let's go to our next pick.
Ah, yes.
All right.
So this is where we're at.
Being a little bit of a show woman, if you will.
All right, we are here with Gabby for her second round pick. How did that first round go? How did that feel? Yeah, they're two brown belts. They're both badass. There you go. Coach, you see it? This is what we're working with. Make it happen out there. We're going back to
All right, y'all ready? Round two. Let's get it.
Round two. So your way. Guard pull immediately by Pat Rocky in process. Pat Rocky could potentially go for a triangle. Or switching over for the armbar attack. I should say. Gabby wise to it and starts to work on the stand.
Last one.
Our submission is secured in the second round. Now, this is going to be a situation now where Gabby absolutely needs to secure a finish by whatever mode it is that she selects here in this third round in order to extend this into overtime, put them in a 1-1 clip, and go to that dual OT period. Is that something that we see here? Or is Pat Rock going to be able to close the frame out in a dominant fashion here with an additional submission? That is only the second sub that we've seen so far here.
All right, I am here with Gabby for her last round pick. Let's take a look. How do you feel?
Good.
All right. Sorry. This is her pick for make it happen.
Gabby has first selection. Some final coaching instructions here.
All right, I'm here with Kat for her last pick.
Hey, I wanted to say first that having two females of this caliber is amazing. So thank you to Gabby, thank you to everybody, and thank you CJJC. And Jorge. Yes.
There you go. This is what we're looking at. Back to Jordan.
Hey, third round submissions selected by Pat Rocky.
All right, round three. We ready?
Yes.
Let's get it.
That was fun. A little bit of stuff. It's just a little laugh-breaking character. Guard pull once again by Pat Rocky, looking to set up her attack. Or are we looking at armbar this time around? We're seeing a potential arm being stuck here.
2 minutes.
For a potential key lock here. Pat Rocky. Kimura trap. Now, is she going to spin out and move around for a potential or off of this Kimura trap, or is her actually attack the key lock? Gabby is able to defend the process, maintains her position, but now Pat Rocky throwing up a trap.
Now we know. Bring it down. Right. Yes, yes. Crisscross. Pick up. Crisscross. Crisscross.
And Rocky looking to work for that key lock grip once again from this position.
There you go. Just it.
Pat Rocky looking for that Kimura. Arm is a little secure. Scouting. Pat Rocky picks up the win.
2-0. Good work.
And we're going to have a brief closeout here in just a couple of moments, folks. Give us just a minute and we will have our final word for you. Thank you so much again for joining along. We'll be right back.
One more.
I think that's it.
Oh, was that? I think so. All right.
I don't know. I'm on mute and I don't know how to turn it off. Yeah.
Make sure on the camera it tells me. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so that wraps it up for the action here today at CJJC Grapple Games 3 Scouting Report. We had 4 entertaining matches here on the card today. A little bit of wizardry picked up by old Pop Rocky over here, figuring out our rule set and format. Again, like I say at the very beginning, it does seem like a little bit of a cluster of people kind of going back and forth, picking out those subs, but it adds a very interesting wrinkle as far as the competition goes, where they have one mode of attack, and it is one only for that particular round. I think that it adds a really interesting element in terms of the competition side of things itself in that process. Now, running down from the main event, just giving you a quick recap as far as the matchups and how the action unfolded here at our third Grapple Games installment. In that main event, we had Kat Paprocki picking up the win in regulation 2-0 as far as submissions go in regulation over Gabby Mershakani in the process. She picked up an armbar as well as a Kimura. So that was a pretty strong showing, picks up that win. That was the most submissions that we saw in any of the matches today. It's really tough to kind of find a finish inside of 180 seconds.
Yes.
But Kat was able to go out there, put on a show in the process, was having some fun, dancing away, having some antics to the crowd. She even said, Angie, hey, you're going to tell me something here? You're just going to be quiet the entire time? You know, and Angie, another competitor out here on the local scene, also a lot of times one of our ring card girls in the process. So is Gabby, too. Gabby is also, another high-level competitor. But, again, it was just kind of funny that Kat's sitting there from the front headlock position and saying, hey, Angie, you going to tell me anything here?
It was very cool when we set up this. A lot of this was kind of navigated and done by Gabby and Kat. They kind of decided a lot of this. As, we work together. They train together. They're friends. It was all about being fun. But, letting people see high-level jiu-jitsu, brown belts, females no less, right? And we were very fortunate. I think Kat was able to pick up those subs. Obviously they're both very good. She got some subs that were a little bit easier in her favor, things that she understood and knew how to use, was very proficient at. But I think it was an awesome match, and obviously they work for us, so they don't have a choice but to come back.
Yeah, well, I mean, you on the Homer front, it's no wonder I see that big old ear-to-ear grin for you over there. But moving along to our co-main event of the day, you had Jaden Grotais picking up the win also by submission against Nick Pontejos in the process. He had a very solid submission in that first round, and then the next two, a couple of these matches too, just to be noted out there, they did take these on some fairly short notice, so that also to be said in coupling with them being a little bit earlier on in their journey. Sometimes they're sprinting up front and they're going for that finish right away, and fatigue does kind of become a factor in the process. You did see some very fast-paced scrambles in a lot of these matches, but again, want to give a big shout-out to Jaden from the farm who came down, and the farm went 2-0 today as far as the show goes. They always have solid competitors no matter what the discipline is that they put people out, whether it's here with our grappling shows, with their Muay Thai, or with some of their guys who compete world. So they are as solid as it goes. They're blue collar grit coming from northern Colorado, coming down and getting after it again. A couple of gamers who said, hey, you have somebody who wants to compete, sign me up, let's run it. Doesn't matter if it's a few hours notice, if it's a few days, a few weeks, let's get after it, let's go. And he picked up a big win again against Nick Pontejos. Nick had a good strong takedown right away to start in that first round, but somebody who was just a little bit more capable in terms of using his hips and working for those submission tactics. You had a very dominant setup to that armbar. I mean, he worked a couple of different transitions to ultimately break the grip and be able to secure the submission. So big shout out there to James Grotais.
And I would like to mention, just with this card as we go on, Nick Pontejos took that match on 3 days' notice, stepped it up to make sure that Jaden had a match. Very proud of him. Jeff Hauer and Rubio both set that match up today. We had a lot of cancellations, people getting sick. We even had a car accident. I hope everybody's all right. But Jeff Hauer and Rubio both stepped on a few hours' notice to make this match happen. And then RJ Bauer was set up against somebody else. He ended up giving up quite a few pounds to face Rodriguez. I'm just proud of these guys for stepping up, being gamers, and more worried about getting experience, and that's awesome. Jordan, let's continue with the card here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to kind of continue to highlight some of the action that we saw between these guys out here. You had Rubio picking up that win in that next matchup there. That was our second match of the day. Both of these guys, I mean, as mentioned, took it on very, very short notice, but they used a lot of energy. And by the end, you could definitely tell the fatigue was a factor. But those single legs that Rubio shot for, I mean, he was shot out of a cannon. You could tell that he definitely has some wrestling in his back pocket. Got to give credit to both of those guys for willing to go out there and be the men in the arena and get after it.
A lot of work, man. They were tired, big guys, and yet they still pushed it every minute, every round. And that, man, that's what we're asking for. If guys like that want to get on the show, win or lose, we'll put them on. You're going to be working hard.
Yeah, and when they were kind of scrambling around and getting toward the border, I was up against one of the sides. I was like, hell no. If they start coming my way, we talked about, hey, your job on the outsides is to kind of help keep them in. I wanted no part of that, boss. I was going to give a jump and a tumble. I was telling the people on the broadcast, you might have seen me doing a little jump tumble, and I had some
guys,
action
man.
out there. Yeah, hell no. I'm not taking a run right into the knee. My ACLs are good. I'm not running into those big boys that way. That was probably a combined 500 plus pounds of manpower going and rolling in tumbles. So, I wanted no piece of that action. And then moving along to the first match. What were your thoughts on that first match?
Man, again, super proud of these guys. Rodriguez, easy guy to work with, super nice. RJ, I'm really proud of him. Small guy. He came in 30 pounds under and was able to put it in. And normally we don't do matches like that, but when we had the cancellations, these guys were willing to go at it just for fun to keep busy. And they actually put on a very entertaining match. Sometimes it's kind of cool seeing these white belts with these limited rule sets, so they only have to focus on the things that they really should know by now. And it kind of made it a little bit more exciting, I think, for us, for the crowd, and for everybody involved.
Yep, absolutely. And then now that wraps it up as far as running through the board of action for our Grapple Games 3 scouting report. We have our Grapple Bowl show that is coming up the Saturday before the Super Bowl. So, folks, you can keep your eyes out for more updates, for more announcements as far as that card goes. We're going to have more information out there to you in terms of where you can get tickets, where you can be able to watch the stream, all of that in the process. If you are interested in competing on future shows with CJJC, make sure that you go to jujitsuclub.co and fill out that application. That's going to go into our matchmakers. We're going to be able to try to figure out what a match situation is for you, especially if you're somebody who's competed before on our shows or competed in general. That usually kind of increases some of the likelihood or the odds that you're going to be able to have a matchup in the mix, simply because when you're a known commodity, it's a little bit easier to match it versus someone who is a little bit more new, or there's an unknown, if you will. That's why we decided to have this scouting report type of card right here, to let some people test the waters
In
the
jiu-jitsu,
process.
at times, it's can be slightly easier to slide under the radar, and get away having a bunch of matches, people not always knowing. So bringing them out here and being able to see it live is an awesome experience with our awesome CJJC community.
Absolutely. And any sponsors that you want to give a shout out to here on our way out?
Currently, we have the Mat Rats, which is the podcast coming out on our channel, CJJC, the CJJC Cage, hosted by Jordan Kurtz and Kat Peprocki. We are very excited to bring this combat sports show to you, focusing on different aspects of combat sports. So not just the combat sports itself. We're going to go into all types of talks. What's coming up, some rule changes, exciting things in movies, you name it. They're going to talk about it and talk a lot of shit about it. So we're very excited about that. And then also we really want to start improving these grapple games, including shows like this where we're going to make it a little more intimate, a little more private, and just have people kind of rolling in a circle. It was just a lot of fun being able to keep that activity that busy, and I'm looking forward to what else we have coming this year. Grapple Bowl, our annual Grapple Bowl show, is February 7th, as you had mentioned. We are so excited for that show. It's an awesome weekend. Competitions in the air. With the Super Bowl coming up that weekend, we find a lot of people come out very hot and heavy for that day. They know they're going to rest on Sunday and hang out, watch TV, so they show up on Saturday and they really go all out. And so we're just very excited. February 7th, be at the Aurora Stampede, and it's going to be awesome, man. CJJC 29.
The Stampede is one of the most perfect venues out here on the Colorado scene to be able to check out any of your combat sports action. There is not a bad seat in the house. You have top level viewing. You have also great viewing options from the floor level. Guys, again, if you have the chance, please check out these shows. Give us a follow along online at the CJJC Cage on YouTube. Smash that like, share, and subscribe button. On Instagram, please hit follow. If you hit the bell for notifications, you will not miss a drop in the process. We will have more updates for you as far as what that Grapple card is going to look like. We are also going to be providing you all that information so that you do not miss where you can purchase your tickets. We also encourage you, if you have the chance, to purchase them directly from the competitors. That is also a preferred route and method. It's also going to save you a couple of bucks of online fees in the process, so you don't have to worry about that.
Absolutely.
And like we said, we're going to be having that Mat Rats podcast. That is going to be a combat sports adjacent podcast out there that's talking all things from some of the events going on out there, but more so looking into the funner side of things. Are there realistic fight sequences in certain movies? What are maybe some lists and going down some comparisons of stuff through the years? It's going to have multiple different segments where we're going to be having some fast action, quick hitting entertainment content in the process. I'm so excited to be kicking that off here for us in this 2026 frame for the CJJC Cage out there. Colorado Jiu-Jitsu Club has brought a lot of exposure to the grappling community out here, from our early freshman and sophomore level competitors all the way through some of the most tried and true world-renowned grapplers at that we've had the opportunity to have in our cage.
We've been very fortunate.
Yeah, so it's an incredible opportunity, a credible platform that we provide here for you. I'm Jordan Kurtz, joined here alongside Stephen Paprocki. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you.